With its 22 million inhabitants, Mumbai is the economic and financial capital of India. Each morning, the city is brought to a halt by huge traffic jams. To get to work, 8 million people take the train each day. But the railway network only has 4 lines. So at rush hour, the stations are swarming with people. In the midst of this crowd of commuters, made up almost exclusively of men, Vinit, a 26-year-old accountant, has an hour-and-a-half commute each morning.
Within a minute train.
To get on the train, Vinit has to elbow his way through. A pleasant surprise. A seat opens up right in front of him.
Very exhausted. Every day we have to fight more. Due to this, we cannot even get closer to the door. They push, everybody push inside, outside. We have to leave at least 2 to 3 trains every day.
Inside the carriages, the worn-out fans are not enough to lower the near 45-degree temperatures. Despite overcrowding, insurance agents, lawyers and bank employees are still smiling.
No, we are enjoying every day. It is not that much difficult. We are enjoying our journey. But temperature is quite high, but it has become a routine for us. So it doesn't matter for us.
But this daily routine is not so fun for every passenger. Some never even reach their destination. Between those who hang onto the carriages and those who lean out of the train, casualties have become commonplace. This woman narrowly escaped death, only just caught by another passenger. This man, in the pink shirt, let go under the pressure of the other passengers. He fell to his death. This commuter also lost his life. Vinit is nearing his destination.
So when you get to work, you're exhausted, no?
Yes, very exhausted. For an half an hour we have to take rest, then start your work.
Although he has arrived safe and sound, in 2019, 2,691 people died on the railway in Mumbai. A shocking average of 7 deaths a day. Samir Tseveri miraculously survived falling onto the rails. 30 years ago, he lost both his legs in a tragic accident.
There was no foot bridge, so I was crossing the railway track and I fall. But I was lucky that my body was out of the railway track, only legs were on the track, and train came and suddenly it ran over my legs. And the people who were there in the night time took me to the nearest hospital. So therefore, they immediately, within 5 to 10 minutes, my blood was stopped, bleeding was stopped, and my life was saved.
Since then, Zamir has persistently lobbied the authorities to increase safety on trains.
It carries 3 to 4 times more passengers compared to its capacity. So I am sincere, the demanding the suburban train in Mumbai have only doors, required to close it. And other is If any person get injured, then there must be the emergency medical services and the full treatment free of cost from government.
To relieve the overcrowded trains and congested stations, 4 subway lines are currently under construction. But the overcrowded megalopolis is facing many other challenges. Located on the west coast of India, the city of Mumbai, formerly known as Bombay, is the country's economic centre. The population of this former British colonial city has skyrocketed. Bombay had a population of 3 million in 1951. Today, it is home to 22 million people, and this figure is expected to grow to 30 million by 2035. To overcome the lack of space, hundreds of high-rise luxury apartments are being built, designed for the wealthy upper class, who dream of adopting a more European lifestyle. To build these huge housing complexes, the authorities are demolishing hundreds of acres of slums. Bharat Dupar works for a property developer.
So with such a beautiful view, you still have a lot of slums left to be cleared.
These poor neighbourhoods are home to 50% of Mumbai's population, but their resourcefulness and ingenuity has helped them to survive. These shanty towns are expanding to the north. The city is growing at such a rate that it is having to encroach upon the Sanjay Gandhi National Park, home to many wild animals, including leopards. They are venturing into the new neighbourhoods built on the edge of the forest. The number of attacks has shot up in recent months. But far from the slums, Mumbai is also a city of dreams, especially thanks to Bollywood, its glamorous film industry, which produces nearly 2,000 films a year. Downtown, trendy neighbourhoods are booming, such as Bandra. This is where Janita set herself up as a model and businesswoman.
To be honest, Bombay is a city of dreams.
Amid the people of Mumbai's thirst for success and the battle for survival, the sprawling megalopolis is the symbol of the Indian dream. The biggest slum in Asia can be found in the heart of Mumbai, the Dharavi slums. One million people crammed into just under 1 square mile. A population density 20 times higher than that of Paris. The electricity grid is precarious. Water is only available 2 hours per day. And the sewage system is non-existent. Behind its obvious poverty, the slum is packed with enterprise. It is home to thousands of businesses, small auto repair shops where workers cut car parts, or even make clothes. Mahesh is 27 years old. He grew up in Dharavi. This morning he received some goods that are very valuable to him, some plastic containers. Mahesh has found a way to become rich by clearing Mumbai of its garbage.
मुंबई शहर है ये सो काफ़ी मतलब गंदा हो गया था मतलब बहुत पहले कीचड़ वगैरह प्लास्टिक यहाँ वहाँ पड़ा होता था तो हम लोग जो है इसको रिसाइकलिंग कर करके समझ लो मुंबई को साफ़ सुथरा कर दिए जो बिस्लरी पानी बॉटल हम लोग फेंकते हो पी करके उसे हम लोग ला करके यहाँ पे फिर से रिसाइकलिंग करते हैं.
His recycling business supports 25 employees. For 200 rupees a day, which is around $3, the workers sort the plastic waste according to colour and various other qualities.
वाइट में क्या है, हम लोग को फिर मिल जाता है 15 रुपये 20 रुपये किलो के पीछे मिल जाता है, तो उसमें फिर आदमी की पगार, लाइट का बिल सब देना वगैरह रहता है, तो फिर उसकी वजह से हम लोग 2 पैसा बचा लेते हैं अपना.
Once separated, the plastic is crushed. For $6 a day, these men stick their hands into this machine without any protection. Then the bags of pellets are sent off to wholesalers to be processed.
हो गया पूरा खत्म कि और बाकी है पीछे, तो सब खत्म ना एकदम. ठीक है.
In Dharavi, 12,000 people work in the plastics industry. 60% of the city's plastic waste is sorted here.
धारावी काफ़ी बड़ी है, यहाँ पर काफ़ी लोग बिजनेस करते हैं और काफ़ी लोगों का यहाँ पर रोज़गार है, घर चलता है. पर जीएसटी की वजह से लोगों ने काफ़ी लोगों का बिजनेस डीइफेक्टिव हो चुका है, फिर भी लोग जी रहे हैं यहाँ पर, अच्छी तरह से खा रहे हैं.
Thanks to his work, Mahesh earns $600 a month. This is the average wage for those in Mumbai, but 10 times higher than in the rest of India. He lives near his factory with his parents in this 54 square feet room.
भाई नहीं आएगा.
Yet Mahesh is content with these difficult living conditions.
बचपन से हम लोग यही पानी इस्तेमाल करते हैं, पर जैसे जैसे धराई थोड़ा बदलते गई तो हम लोग भी मतलब चेंज होते गए. अभी लकड़ी के बाद भी ये दीवार का घर हो गया, सारा कुछ दीवार बन गया. हम लोगों ने लोन लेकर के मतलब इसी घर को कंप्लीट किया है. अभी हम लोग यहाँ रहते हैं, पानी वगैरह लाइट वगैरह सब कुछ आप देख ही रहे हो, सब कुछ है.
In fact, Mahesh and his family own this entire house. To climb to the first floor, you have to climb a ladder with the help of a rope.
ये मेरा ही घर है, इसे मैंने रेंट पे दिया है और यहाँ पे सारे लोग रहते हैं, रेंट पे रहते हैं, लोग अपना बिजनेस करते हैं यहाँ पर काफ़ी दिनों से.
The second floor is also rented to workers. Finally, a sewing workshop is situated on the top floor. These 3 rentals bring Mahesh $240 a month. Dharavi's informal economy generates over $800 million each year. This resourceful spirit fascinates people across the world. This is where the movie Slumdog Millionaire was filmed. Since this success, tourists come from all over the world to visit its maze of garbage-strewn alleys. And some take the opportunity to do some shopping and experience the local colour. Like in this leather shop at the end of this alleyway. It sells leather goods branded with the name of the slum.
How much is this?
3,200, sir. 3,200.
3,200.
Yeah.
This visitor from China is taken aback by the city.
Here it feels like in normal commercial area. Looking at their face, they are smiling. I'm surprised by the ability of human being to survive in really harsh environment.
It's a suede leather now. It's 3,500.
Imran, the 29-year-old boss, sells the bags himself.
It's $50 US. And we accepted card, dollar, euro, every type of money here. Don't worry about cash. $50.
Proud of his brand of leather that bears the name of his neighbourhood, Imran is full of ambition.
It's a slum, but it's a different type of slum. It's like a small-scale industry. People are not doing crime here. People are doing struggling here. He's looking for the success. We also try same like that, and it's our goal. We see our brand also, Dharavi brand in future. It's top of like Michael Kors, Jimmy Choo, top of them.
In total, Imran employs around 40 members of staff to tan and colour the leather. Imran's father, Wahaz, is the man behind this incredible success. 40 years ago, Wahaz fled Uttar Pradesh, a poverty-stricken region in northern India, with dreams of a better life in Mumbai.
तो हमने बहुत मेहनत किया है ऐसा था हम ये हाथ दर्द करते थे रात भर नींद नहीं आता था मैं बहुत गरीब आदमी था गांव से आया था 100 रुपया लेके आया था 100 रुपया फिर यहाँ हमने मेहनत करते फिर हमने आज यहाँ पे पहुँचा
Wahaz's life is like a fairy tale. 5 years ago, he and his family bought an apartment on the top floor of this modern high-rise building, located in the middle of a shanty town. They paid $360,000 for this 750 square foot space with breathtaking views of the city.
This is a master bedroom for my father and my mother. And we have one small bedroom for me here. Come, I show you. And you see the decoration. I kept very honesty and very hard working on it to make this house.
Today, Imran, his wife, their 3 children and their parents make up the 20% of Mumbai residents with access to running water.
We have a 24-hour water here.
Is it a dream come true?
Yes, my dream come true.
The young entrepreneur from the slum is proud to have entered the exclusive circle of privileged Mumbai residents.
Most of the celebrities and most of the politicians are living in top floor, mostly because they have lots of money. So it is a sign of success. People are like to live to and dream. It is a dream of many people to live in upstairs on top of the floor. Yeah.
In Mumbai, the richer you are, the higher you live. Down below, the city is suffocated by pollution, and the noise is constant. Life is much calmer at the top. The most affluent residents can gain access to this tranquility from their upper floor apartments in high-rise buildings. One of the richest people in the city lives on the top floor of this skyscraper.
Good morning. London का होगा बेटा फिर?
Babulal Varma is a successful real estate broker. He lives in this lavish 2,700 square foot apartment with his wife and 2 children. Every morning, the servants prepare breakfast. Babulal is originally from Rajasthan. He moved to Mumbai around 20 years ago, captivated by the city's dynamism.
My construction is my family business. So my father, my forefather, this I think we are in this business from last 100 years. So if you will go in Rajasthan, you can see the big palaces. So they built by my great-grandfathers.
And how and why did you decide yourself to come to Bombay?
Mumbai is a growing city, and we all want to grow, and I think the opportunity in Mumbai is huge.
In 2003, Babulal built his first residential high-rise. These days, the property developer works on multiple projects across the city.
अच्छा तमें पर लागे जाओ छो जल्दी जल्दी भाई. We are doing a lot of high-rise buildings. I think as a group with my partners, we are doing 35 building, more than 50 story.
According to you, is it a necessity to build higher?
Yeah, it is a necessity because we have no space in Mumbai. I told you that the 3 sides is of water. So if you want to grow this city, the population is increasing every day, then you have no other than way to go up only.
To compensate for this lack of space, Babulal has a drastic solution: demolish the hundreds of acres of slums.
So we have started demolishing this. It is touching to the bridge. If you will come after 1 year, 2 years later, there's a beautiful building will be here.
His ultimate goal is to tear down the Dharavi neighborhood.
So I think we all knows about the Dharavi slumdog millionaire. It is heart in the city, and if your heart is little bit not proper and it looks like a dirty, then you will not, as a city, it doesn't look nice.
Babulal is the head of Omkar, one of India's leading companies on what is known as slum rehabilitation. It employs more than 800 members of staff. This morning, the realtor summoned his management team to provide an update on one of their biggest projects.
अभी ये start हो गया, ये start हो गया.
कभी चलोगे इसका पार्ट हो गया एक विंग का पार्ट चल रहा है 9 स्ट्रक्चर वाला यहाँ पे आधा ब्लॉक होता है इसलिए आधा कंप्लीट यूनिट है
अपन अपने को स्कूल खाली करके चाहिए ना यार अभी हमारी प्रॉब्लम स्कूल की है
Before beginning this colossal construction work, Babulal and his team must convince the residents to leave.
We are clearing the slums. That is a 65-acre big slum pocket is there. And mixed-use project के अंदर mall, commercial office, residence and retail. मैं आपको यहाँ से दे रहा हूँ.
Babulal has already wiped out hundreds of acres of slums.
तो मेरे को इसका थोड़ा बना के दे दो. और जो डिस्कशन हो गया ठीक है लेकिन आप फ्रेश स्टार्ट करते सब पूरा.
One of his biggest projects is in Malad, in North Mumbai. He is building 4 820-feet-high skyscrapers on the foundations of what was once a slum. It will be a residential complex intended for the emerging middle class. At the bottom of the buildings, this showroom plays host to a constant stream of potential buyers. Raj owns a printing business. He has come here with his wife and daughter. The visit starts with a promotional video. They are sold an idyllic way of life, a green oasis, a breath of fresh air that seems far from the hustle and bustle of the city.
तो ये जो नया है भी है ना इसमें हमने दिखाया कि कैसा एग्जैक्ट व्यूज वगैरह है उसके हिसाब से हमने दिखाया right now so we'll see that and we'll then discuss about the
Raj and his family are visiting a model apartment.
Come this side. So ये जो हम लोग अपार्टमेंट देख रहे हैं दिस इज 3 BHK अपार्टमेंट जहाँ पे मेरे पास जो हमारे घर में सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ होता है जहाँ पे हम लोग मैक्सिमम टाइम स्पेंड करते हैं वो ये एरिया है एंड जो सबसे लैविशली हमने डिजाइन किया है उसके बाद हम लोग देखते हैं
Raj appears to have been won over. At the moment he is living in a 2-room apartment. His daughter has to sleep in the living room.
This is not a balcony, obviously this is a connecting deck.
The apartment is 560 square feet. 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and a fully fitted kitchen. Something of a novelty for this emerging middle-class family.
5 toilets in all across your house.
ऐसे ही होम का मेरा ड्रीम था.
No, it's all about money, budget. And I think he will compromise on it. We are ready to move. Now all depend on him.
The family has fallen in love with it, but there's just one small hiccup: the price. $780,000. Although it is still possible to negotiate, Raj is going to wait a bit before deciding. In the showroom, Bharat Dupar, the CEO of the project, has just struck a deal with another client on a $1 million apartment.
So 36% डिस्काउंट मैं देता हूँ उसको, वो मेरे को 36% डिस्काउंट दे आगे से. डन डन मेरा भी डन हो जाएगा पक्का. एयरपोर्ट पे चलाएंगे. डन.
These housing complexes that offer a life of privacy are all the rage in India. Surveying the slums at the foot of the buildings, Bharat Dupar is already thinking about the next step.
So what I'm looking at is how much of the area we have been able to clean up and how much is still left. There's a lot left. So with such a beautiful view, you still have a lot of slums left to be cleared.
But in order to demolish the slums and build new housing, the property developers have to relocate the residents. They are required by law to do so.
Basically, it's a scheme whereby you basically want the slum people, they get proper houses, we build proper houses for them and rehabilitate them in those houses. So what happens is in the entire land, you have some houses which you build for them and some houses you build and sell. So that is how poor people get houses for free, and while as the remaining part of the land, you're able to make houses and sell.
So what do the buildings that house the former slum dwellers look like? In Worli, a central district of the city, there is another one of Omkar's rehabilitation projects. 3 885-foot luxury high-rise buildings, and below, apartment blocks built for former residents of the slums. Dilapidated, they are only a few meters apart. A relocated resident talks to us, furious.
हम लोगों ने कंधे से कंधा मिला के उनका साथ दिया, बाबूलाल वर्मा और कौशिक मोरे का, लेकिन ये डेवलपर हम लोगों का भी नहीं हुआ. आज देखिए कितने साल से 12 साल से डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है. ऐसा होता है? आज ना रोड बना है, ना गार्डन है, ना सब ये सब खराब है ये सब.
Contrary to the property developers' promises, there is no school and the shops are still under construction.
अब 3 साल से ना कोई लीडर बोलने वाला है, ना कोई बोल रहा है. गरीब लोग जाए भी तो कहाँ?
Our interview is cut short by Omkar's public relations officer. He strictly forbids us from seeking the opinions of dissatisfied residents. Our filming continues inside the building under the close supervision of Suresh, their public relations officer. He has selected a family of 6 that live in this 2-room space of 312 square feet, which they were given for free. We are now going to witness a true exercise in public relations. Thinking that we do not understand the language, the public relations officer dictates his message to the father of the family.
और ये बोलेंगे कि मैं नहीं पीता हूँ, इसके लिए मुझे डायबिटीज है, मैं पीता नहीं है. तो ये बोलना है कि ये मेरा बच्चा है, मेरी जब ये उम्र थी तो मैं झोपड़पट्टी में पढ़ा हुआ और मेरे माँ बाप ने हो सकता है उतना मुझे पढ़ाया, पर मैं चाहता हूँ कि आज उसको अच्छा लाइफस्टाइल मिले और जो ओमकार के बदौलत उनको मिल रहा है.
The man perfectly recites his speech.
हाँ, जब भी हम इसके इतने छोटे थे, हम पूरा झोपड़पट्टी में रहते थे, ये स्लम एरिया में रहते थे हम लोग. तो हम आज इतना अच्छा हमें घर ओमकार ने करके दिया कि हमारा और अच्छे से रहेगा, इतने अच्छे से माहौल में, इतने अच्छे से घर में रहेगा तो उनका भी अच्छे से पढ़ाई वढ़ाई सब अच्छे से होएगा. हाँ, इंजीनियर नहीं बनेगा, इसको पुलिस वाला बनने गए. हाँ.
This family can consider themselves lucky because not everyone is entitled to new housing. To be given a standard 95 square foot apartment, you have to prove that you have lived in the slum for 20 years. So, what happens to the residents who do not meet these criteria? They are moved to the outskirts of the city, in commuter towns such as Lalubai compound. 50,000 people are crammed into around 60 blocks of decrepit apartments. They were built just 10 years ago. Wastewater is discharged in the canal at the entrance of the neighbourhood. These 2 buildings house 200 families, originally from Dharavi, who were forced to relocate to Lalubai 8 years ago. Abdul and his family of 6 live in this 2-room apartment. The plot of land he occupied in Dharavi was bulldozed by the authorities.
तोड़ने के बाद हमको यहाँ लाके डाला, हम लोग खुद आना पड़ा, उन लोग नहीं लाके डाला क्योंकि हम लोग तो जब नोटिस दिया था हम लोग यहाँ आने के लिए तैयार नहीं था, लेकिन उन लोग ज़बरदस्ती करके तोड़ा और तोड़ के हमको यहाँ शिफ्टिंग दिया.
In Dharavi, Abdul owned a business. These days he works as a delivery man and earns half as much.
ज़मीन से क्या है, अच्छा थोड़ी ये सब लगता है. जो हमको धराई में सुकून था वो यहाँ नहीं है.
This family of scrap iron workers also miss their old neighbourhood. 3 separate generations live together in this 312 square foot dwelling.
ये मेरा फैमिली है और ये मेरा रूम है, ये मेरा सब गोदड़ है.
Sardar is not happy with the authorities.
मेरा 9 बच्चा है, माँ बाप है, भाई की फैमिली है. अब 16-17 का मेरा परिवार है. हम इतने घर में हम रह के हम कैसा गुजारा करेगा.
तो और काम और सब यहाँ पे सोना वगैरह कैसा होता है, सोते किधर है आप लोग?
सब तबले के उधर पलंग के नीचे कोई सोता है, कोई पलंग पे सोता है, किचन में कोई सोता है, तपली के थोड़ा.
This slum rehabilitation policy has displaced and verticalized poverty. This shortage of space is only going to get worse as the population of Mumbai is expected to grow by 8 million residents in the next 15 years. Every day, 1,500 migrants from all over India settle in this sprawling megalopolis. Most of them carry out odd jobs. The labyrinth of small streets and alleyways are brimming with barbers, dressmakers and street vendors selling spicy food. The most incredible workers are those who deliver food on their bicycles. Dating back 130 years, it is the most reliable delivery system in the world. Shankar, aged 23, is what is known as a dabawala, a packed lunch delivery man. There are 5,000 of them in Mumbai.
ॲक्सिडेंट झालेत म्हणजे आज आमच्या डब्यावाल्यांचे दोघा-तिघांचे. त्याच्यामुळे आम्हाला जरा भीती वाटते सायकल चालवायला. त्याच्यामुळे जरा भीती वाटते. आता कसं टू व्हीलरवाले वगैरे कसे पण गाड्या चालवतात. त्याच्यामुळे आम्हाला आता लय भीती वाटते.
Once the packed lunches have been collected at the customer's home, Shankar meets up with his fellow dabawalas.
खाली डबे द्या, भरलेले डबे तुम्ही घेऊन जा.
Each delivery man has a delivery zone. They exchange lunch boxes depending on their destination. And to do this, there's no need for a modern system with advanced algorithms.
CW ला. हां. पुढे CW BKC.
Each basket is marked with a complex code of letters and numbers. The dabawalas are illiterate, but amazingly, they are able to decipher it.
हे आमचे उजळणीसारखे नंबर असतात सेम. हे 7, 2, 1 असे नंबर लिहिलेले असतात, त्याच्यावरून आम्ही डबा ओळखतो.
This archaic system is foolproof. The dabawalas are almost never wrong. Harvard University even conducted a study to try and understand how they pull this off. With 66 pounds on the carrier and the stifling 113-degree heat, each turn of the pedal is like torture. So to keep himself going, Shankar sings himself a tune. At exactly midday, he reaches the first delivery point. This young accountant pays $12 a month for Shankar's services.
और घर का खाना क्यों इम्पोर्टेंट है?
घर का खाना इसके लिए इम्पोर्टेंट है क्योंकि हमारी घर की लेडीज़ जो है इतने मेहनत से बनाती है और फ्रेश और हॉट वार्म फूड जो रहता है वो बॉडी के लिए भी अच्छा होता है, हेल्दी होता है। घर का खाना, इसके लिए घर का खाना प्रेफर करते हैं।
Shankar earns 12,000 rupees a month, equal to $163.
चला फटाफट फटाफट इधर त्यांची गाडी सुटली.
That's 4 times less than the average wage in Mumbai. But he didn't exactly choose this demanding job as a dabawala. It is passed on from father to son.
मी पहिले वडील होते, आजोबा होते माझे कामाला, त्याच्यानंतर वडील आले, त्याच्यानंतर मग मी आलो. मला वडिलांनी 10-15 दिवस म्हणजे असं दाखवलं आणि मग मी शिकलो, थोडं शिकून गेलो मग.
Each year, Shankar and his fellow dabawalas deliver 73 million meals. While some age-old traditions persist in Mumbai, other parts of the megalopolis are firmly focused on the future. Like the neighbourhood Bandra, situated on the Arabian Sea. With its tree-lined avenues and green spaces, luxury stores, old colonial houses and elegant buildings, this haven of peace is the neighbourhood of choice for Bollywood actors and trendy artists. Perched on the roof of this contemporary art gallery, 32-year-old Janita is in the middle of a workout.
I'm not perfect, I know that, but I'm still learning. It took me years to at least come to this.
Janita is part of Mumbai's high society. She has a career as a model and influencer. She has nearly 90,000 followers on Instagram.
To be honest, Bombay is a city of dreams. Some people are actually lucky if you find a way through in whatever you want to do in your life. And that's where the city really helps if you have the right contacts and the right direction and the right experience.
Before she starts work for the day, Janita likes to come for a walk by the sea. One of the few places in the city free from pollution.
So we are on Carter Road. It's in Bandra, obviously. It's full sea facing. It's just so beautiful. In the mornings and evenings to be here, especially during sunset, it just feels like a different place in Bombay.
A year ago, Janita became a businesswoman. She launched a women's fashion brand.
And we have products like these, like, you know, the harness bells, the ankle length boots, we've got bags, and all of it is vegan leather.
Her modern creations are appealing to more and more Indian women. In this still very conservative country, Janita is proud to be bringing about change.
Women are now, like, there are a lot of corporate women, they're more westernized women. A woman in India can actually carry an Indian look and turn and switch into this other woman who's actually wearing a dress and a backless gown. You know, that's the beauty of an Indian woman and Indian fashion.
This morning, she has a meeting with one of her business friends, Suran.
Hello. Oh my God, I've been waiting to come and check this place.
He has just opened this hip cafe, and Janita wants to show him her latest collection.
Okay, what do you have for men?
Starting soon, very soon, there's going to be a surprise.
Bombay is everything you want it to be. It's got a bit of everything. So whatever you plan, it all works. It's about just presenting it rightly and putting it out there. And she is Bombay.
Thanks.
I don't know where I'm going to see you next, but...
In this city of endless possibilities, some French people are capitalizing on this economic miracle. Just 330 feet away, Antonia, Jeremy and Pierre are attending a strange ceremony. Pandits, Hindu priests, are blessing the new bakery of these three French people. This is called a puja.
Une puja, c'est une prière hindoue. L'objectif, c'est de bénir l'espace. Donc, ils sont venus pour que les lieux soient bénis et qu'on fasse des bonnes affaires.
These three French people moved to Mumbai 10 years ago, attracted by the city's magnetism. They were met with incredible success. In addition to their bakery, these entrepreneurs own a chain of restaurants offering organic and local products.
How are you?
It's a popular concept in Europe, but in India it is still a novelty.
They created something which is very unique, and in terms of the quality of the food is amazing. And that's why we keep trying. And also because they're amazing as well. And they do it so effortlessly. You don't see any stress or tension on them. You feel like they're running like a whole empire. Good food, good people. Thank you, bye.
Each day, these French entrepreneurs check in on their businesses. To get from one establishment to the other requires a lot of patience.
Pour faire 20 km, ça peut prendre 1 heure, 1 heure et demie. Il y a beaucoup de trafic. Il faut bien calculer ses temps de trajet. Après, ici, les gens sont un peu plus flexibles sur les horaires des rendez-vous qu'à Paris. Donc, on a tous pris l'habitude d'arriver un peu en retard.
On en profite pour envoyer des emails, passer des coups de fil. Moi, j'en profite pour dormir. Faire nos réunions quand on est tous les trois.
The last restaurant they opened is in Bandra Kurla complex, a brand new neighbourhood built on marshland. It is home to the headquarters of large corporations such as Google, Amazon and even IBM.
Mais c'est pas du tout l'image que les gens ont de la ville. Quand ils pensent à Bombay, ils pensent à des petites rues débordantes de monde. Enfin, ils n'ont pas du tout l'image d'une ville comme ça, très organisée, avec des grands gratte-ciel. Et pourtant, c'est ce qui s'est développé ces quelques dernières années. Donc, nous, on a aujourd'hui 3 points de vente ici dans ce quartier-là. On va certainement en faire d'autres parce que c'est une ville dans la ville. Il y a, je crois, quelque chose comme 1 million de personnes qui travaillent ici. C'est un endroit très stratégique.
Here, business people, executives and financiers have greater purchasing power. They spend an average of $12 per meal.
Alors par rapport à on était ce matin, c'est pas vraiment une clientèle de quartier, c'est une clientèle de bureau. C'est des gens qui sont très pressés, c'est vraiment costume, cravate, assez corporate, assez sérieux.
The 200 members of staff in the kitchen and dining areas of the French entrepreneurs' restaurants are Indian. They are part of the emerging middle class. Darshan holds a clerical position.
I started my cooking 2 years back, but I learned many things like a different kind of bread and a lot of things like sourdough. It was a new concept here because I learned about the organic food, what we serve here. It was really amazing. It's a new opportunity for me also.
Thanks to Mumbai's economic dynamism,
So there'll be one access here, one access here.
Jeremy, Pierre and Antonia plan to open around 10 more restaurants in new neighbourhoods. With the ever-increasing population, the city is pressing further into protected natural areas. In the north of Mumbai, urbanisation is causing serious conflict between residents and wildlife. With an area of over 25,000 acres, the size of Paris, the Sanjay Gandhi National Park is surrounded by houses. The slums are inexorably moving further into the wilderness. At night, leopards living in the park venture into residential areas. They head into building lobbies, parking lots. They mainly go after dogs, but occasionally attack humans. In the heart of the park, Ranjit Jadhav has been keeping an eye on the leopards' movements for 7 years. Ranjit is a wildlife photographer. His photographs are famous worldwide. Together with his colleagues, he retrieves the images captured the night before by camera traps.
Stop.
By observing these images, Ranjit has concluded that the felines are no longer afraid to move closer to residents' homes.
So we have got certain footages or pictures very close to human settlements, and pictures of people also walking few minutes after the leopard had gone from that.
These predators lurking just outside of Mumbai are a concern for the public. In RA Colony, a neighbourhood straddling the borders of the park, some 60 families live in constant fear of being attacked. Krupa Tukar works for the Department of Forestry.
जो भी पॉइंट्स हम लोगों ने बोले थे कि अंधेरे के टाइम पे बाहर नहीं निकलना, बच्चों के लिए स्पेशली, बराबर बच्चों आप रात को लेट को अंधेरे में खेलते नहीं हो ना आजकल.
But the locals are reluctant to enforce these rules.
क्या है मालूम है, बच्चों लोग को अपन 4 बार बोल सकते हैं. कुछ अतरंगी बच्चे लोग रहते हैं, XYZ मेरे ही बच्चे लोग रहते हैं, अतरंगी बच्चे लोग रहते हैं, तो उसको 4 बार बोल के 5वीं बार भी नहीं सुन रहे तो जाते ही है.
They want the local council to install street lighting to help spot leopards at night.
डालेंगे लेटर स्ट्रीट लाइट तो चालू होना चाहिए कम से कम, क्योंकि 10 बजे के बाद भी पब्लिक आती रहती है जाती रहती है, ये वो अभी काम पे जाने हैं. आप लोगों ने हम लोग ने गए 1 महीने से बोल रहे हैं कि लेपर्ड के बारे में ना कोई लाइट का कुछ आप लोगों ने बंदोबस्त किया. और ये
Sonu, Krupa's colleague, attempts to calm the anger of the locals.
अगर जे हम लोग को थोड़ा सा डेफिनेटली आपका जो पॉइंट है कि लाइट नहीं है वो हम लोग टेकअप करेंगे, लेकिन कुछ चीज़ें आप लोगों को भी चेंज करनी है. सबसे पहले ये है कि अगर ये लेट शाम हो गया है तो बच्चे लोग लाइट है तो ठीक है, नहीं है तो वो लोग को घर के अंदर जाना चाहिए.
But the residents are calling for a much more radical solution.
लोगों का कहना है कि पिंजरा लगाना जरूरी है. अभी सर आप बच्चे लोग को देख के भी गए, किसी बच्चे लोग को मतलब अटैक करेंगे उसके बाद आप पकड़ेंगे क्या? बराबर.
लेकिन पिंजरा लगाने के बाद लेपर्ड चला जाएगा ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है, दूसरा लेपर्ड आने वाला है.
To calm the anger of the locals, the city has created a squad that is specifically tasked with preventing these feline incursions. Santosh Banya, the squadron leader, has just been called upon by frightened villagers. Santosh and his team approached the area cautiously. Despite the presence of predators in the area, a man has come to meet the rangers.
और ऐसे घूमते हैं ना कुछ तो पार्टी वगैरह लेके घुमा कर.
मैं कपड़ा अभी मैं भी रात को आता हूँ 9 बजे 10 बजे 11 बजे 12 बजे रात को भी आता हूँ. हमको भी डर लगता है इधर से आने में,
क्योंकि बाद में वो भाग जाता है. थोड़ा आवाज रहेगा तो करेगा नहीं अटैक कभी.
After a few minutes, peace is restored around the buildings.
अटॅक करत नाहीत ते, पण एकदम शेवटचा पर्याय असेल तरच एखाद्यास लहान, ते पण त्यांच्यापेक्षा साईजने जे लहान दिसणार त्यांच्यावरच ते अटॅक करतात. बाकी सहसा माणसापासून ते लांबच जातात. त्यांचं खाद्य असतं कुत्रा, कुत्र्याच्या मागे ते येतात. बाकी त्यांचा त्रास नाही आहे तसा माणसाला.
The presence of the rangers seems to have scared off the leopard. Despite these words of reassurance, the number of attacks has escalated in recent months. In Maharashtra, the state in which Bombay sits, there have been 24 fatal attacks in 2020. Muthuvel and his wife lost their daughter 4 years ago when she was eaten by a leopard.
हाँ यहाँ पे
इधर से ऊपर जा
यहाँ से लगी
Darshani, 4 years old at the time, was playing in front of the family home at dusk. Her parents found the remains of her body 2 days later.
बस उसके बाद 2 दिन के बाद मिला जो भी टुकड़ा मिला ये हाथ में थोड़ा टुकड़ा ये हाथ का थोड़ा टुकड़ा पैर का थोड़ा टुकड़ा मुंडी पूरा मिला मुंडी को कुछ ये नहीं था ये नेक पॉलिश से वो यूज़ करने का था ज़्यादा करके वो उसका हाथ पैर में था उसमें पहचानने का वो देख के पहचाना हमने हमारा ये लड़की करके
सिर तो इप्पो கூட வருதுதான்
अभी भी आता है.
Since this tragic event, Muthuvel has been constantly on guard.
फिर अभी क्या कुत्ता वगैरह भौंकेगा हम लोग को मालूम पड़ता है डोर बंद कर लेता है किसी को अंदर जाना नहीं देता है जल्दी से आता है जल्दी से सो जाता है.
The family are now very angry with these cats that prowl the streets.
वो तो गुस्सा तो रहेंगे अभी किसी बच्चा गया तो गुस्सा तो रहेंगे भले वो जानवर है लेकिन बच्चा भी है ना.
In the heart of the Sanjay Gandhi National Park, at the Leopard Rescue Centre, the rangers' lives are accompanied by a soundtrack of constant roaring. Mukesh Moore looks after around 15 leopards that have been captured by his team. Here, each cage houses a killer.
ये जो सेक्शन है ना यहाँ पे पाइप में पड़े हैं नासिक में वुमेन अटैक हो गया था तो वहाँ पे इनको पकड़ा गया था वहाँ से नासिक से रेस्क्यू करके इनको मुंबई रेस्क्यू सेंटर में भेजा गया है. हाँ चिल चिल्ड्रन.
The adult leopard weighs no more than around 130 pounds, but it is an excellent hunter, capable of carrying a prey of 330 pounds. In areas close to cities, more than a quarter of their diet comes from livestock or pets. According to Mukesh Moore, leopards are direct victims of the region's rampant urbanization.
कॉन्फ्लिक्टमध्ये गलती तर माणसाचीच आहे कारण काय ते पूर्ण पूर्वी जंगलाचं क्षेत्र जास्त होतं तो यही विनंती है कि एनिमल को एनिमल की जगह रहने दो और इंसान इंसान की जगह.
This conflict between man and leopard is likely to get worse in Mumbai. Well fed, the leopards have perfectly adapted to their cohabitation with humans. Their number has increased by 30% over the last 5 years. And Mumbai looks like it will continue to push the forest back in the years ahead. By 2050, the Indian megalopolis could become the most populated city in the world, with 42 million inhabitants. Since we finished working on this film, Babulal Varma, the real estate broker, has been incarcerated under suspicion of fraud and embezzlement.